Good evening, everybody. The Music Fan is back, bringing smiles to the faces, knowledge to the people, and most importantly, music to the masses. Now I'm doing something a little bit different tonight on this new edition of Digging Through Discographies. I was going to plan on putting out part 5 of the Haken discography with the new album Vector. And it will be coming out next week. Unfortunately, my schedule with my brother couldn't align for this week, and I wanted to have him on again because it's only fair. He has also listened to it and has a lot of thoughts on it, so I wanted to make it a finale. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to be looking at a Haken album tonight. In fact, I'm taking a quick detour into that EP that I talked about in the last video, that being Restoration. Now, it's going to be a really quick one because we're only really talking about 3 songs here, but they all have some self-worth when it comes to the Haken catalog. Now, with this particular EP, is dropped in October 27th, 2014, so about 4 years ago, and these particular tracks were a reimagining, or restoring, if you will, of their songs from the EP Enter the Fifth Dimension. So, for example, the song Crystallize, the last one on the album, is based off a track called Snow. The first song, Darkest Light, is based off a song called Blind. And the song Earthlings is based off a demo for a song called Black Seed. And there are also some special guests on this EP. One in particular being Pete Rinaldi from Headspace, and drummer Mike Portnoy, who was on the song Crystallized. So with that in mind, just a little quick overlook on this album. It's 3 songs and about 33 minutes in length. So we're already talking about a decent average length of song. The first one, Darkest Light, being 6 minutes and 40 seconds. The second one, Earthlings, being almost 8 minutes, and then Crystallized whopping in at a 19 minutes. And of course, that is the main focus of this EP. But first, let's dive into the other 2. Darkest Light is one of their heavier songs that they have done. Very much on the lines of, if we're going like on the Dream Theater analogy, it's stuff off of Black Clouds and Silver Linings, or around that era. It's heavy hitting. There's even some like Tool-esque ideas. You hear in the bass and the drum kind of this feel of parabola or schism at parts, and it's actually a cool preview of songs that you might hear on Vector, but we'll get into that next week. I like a lot of the song. It's very dark and sinister at times. I like the feel of the song. There's some really cool stop and start parts throughout the song, giving it a little bit more space than some of these other songs that we've heard before. There's a lot of crazy, hectic lines in the bridge, and it just all around a very fast-paced and very strong and very heavy song compared to a lot of their other stuff. I would probably say, in terms of their discography, it's not as fast-paced as, say, Falling Back to Earth, but it has some of that feel in terms of heaviness at times. And it does have a little bit of that dissonant tension that Cockroach King had. I love the chorus melody, not so much the verse melody. I think there's some interesting ideas in terms of jumping in Ross Jennings' vocals, but other than that, the melody itself isn't as strong to me. Then we go to Earthlings, a more subdued song, a slower song, a more of a growing type of song rather than a just in your face. At the beginning, you have this slower 6/8 feel with a lot of just very atmospheric ideas. When I think of the idea of Earthlings, I'm thinking about, aliens talking about humans. The song has a very atmospheric, kind of outer space-y kind of feel to it. The second half of the song isn't as interesting to me, but I do love the chorus of the beginning part of the song, and it does eventually get a little bit faster, changing up the dynamic and getting a little bit more full in sound, a little bit more layering, a little bit heavier. So overall, not a bad song. Probably, though, to me, the weakest out of all of them. But again, there's only 3 songs. And we got to talk about the pièce de résistance being crystallized. It is an awesome song. It is 19 minutes of just really, really cool ideas. It has a lot of just different meshings of ideas. So it takes some of the glitch hop in parts, like on Darkest Light. It takes some of the glitch hop ideas that they've used before in previous albums at parts. They have some more Renaissance-y, more 70s, Jethro Tull-ish progressive sounds. It uses the ideas of the a cappella ideas and the layering of voices in Cockroach King and makes it even better. It has this middle part where it's just a cappella, and each time it adds a new idea to it. I like the juxtaposition of the heavier stuff in the beginning, and even still with heavy, it's more of this kind of Dream Theater-esque, Jethro Tull-esque, yes-ish kind of vibe throughout most of the song, and a very staccato melody line at the beginning with this growing chorus that contrasts very well. Then you get to the next idea, which is a little bit darker in tone and a little bit more monotone in the melody. And then after you get through some great guitar solos and some great bridge work, then you get to that a cappella part halfway through the song. So right when you feel like it's going to die down a little bit, it keeps adding. And then that whole next 3 or 4 minutes of this very Jethro Tull-esque ideas, and very, sometimes cheesy in the vocals, where he's singing on a ha and a ha 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 ha, and really fun-esque, jubilant way. It's fun, and I really like the guitar parts on there. And then you get this whole, another 3 minutes of just dissonant work in terms of the guitar, in terms of the bass, in terms of the keyboard, and it changes the tune of all of that. And there's even some slapped bass in there. This song it goes on for 19 minutes, but it never feels like it's adding too much. If anything, it kind of feels like Anesthesia from Fear of a Blank Planet from Porcupine Tree, where everything kind of just melds together in such a great way and progresses linearly rather than having a stop idea and then putting something else in, kind of like on any of the songs from Aquarius, or like the title track Visions, where it feels like you are kind of changing up the feels every now and again. It just feels like it melds very well into everything. I will say, in terms of the song, the last 2 minutes aren't as great. It feels like an add-on, and it kind of feels like it's trying to do that very epic sound that they did for Visions, but it doesn't work as well. I won't say it is better than Visions in terms of grand scope. I love that 20-ish minute song, and I think it's really good, and I think it ends beautifully, but I think it does the idea of transversing through a very long song better than most of them that they have ever done. So all in all, you get 3 songs. It's 33 minutes. It's pretty quick. And, even if you don't listen to the whole entire thing, which I would recommend if you're a Haken fan, because there's some decent songs in there, I would say definitely listen to Crystallize. Darkest Light, you can give or take. Earthlings, you can give or take, but Crystallize is definitely the song that you need to listen to from this little EP. And, that is my time. Thank you so much for watching this quick video. I will be back tomorrow with a comedy album. But first off, of course, if you liked this video, give it a like. If you like this album, give it a like. Tell me what you like or hate about this album. Share this with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. Click that little button in the middle so you can subscribe to my channel. And just keep on watching my videos. Thank you so much. This is the Music Fan signing out.